Dream big, number one. Dream big.
Yeah.
I think we live in a space now where nothing will stop you. Work hard.
Yeah.
Put in the hard work. Ask the necessary questions. Be patient.
Yeah.
Because this life thing, you have to be patient.
Facts.
And also have humility. Because humility will take you far and will open so many doors for you. Because if you're not, man, people won't won't like your energy.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things, man, energy that you give to people. And let that be authentically who you are. Be authentic.
Yeah,
and also remember, you are an individual, right? You are a brand on your own. And you get to collaborate with other brands and make one thing that is holistic. Culture is collaboration through art.
Welcome to the Culture's Biggest Podcast.
A podcast about creatives in and around Johannesburg, as well as those who relocate to the big city in hopes of leaving their mark within the industry. Our aim is to bridge the gap between established creatives and aspiring creatives by providing insight into the challenges faced by creatives along their journey. The podcast delves deep into the creative pursuit and offers aspiring creatives guidance on how they could turn their passions into sustainable businesses. My name is Julian Vogue, and this is
Culture's Biggest.
And we're live, man. Welcome back to yet another phenomenal episode of Culture's Biggest. If it is your first time tuning in, Culture's Biggest is a space where we celebrate some of the biggest names in culture. But today is different, man. Today, I'm introducing a friend to the show. This guy, I go way back with him, man. Same high school. We once worked at our same radio station. He's currently at YFM right now. Super proud of my brother. He's an actor. He's a husband, he's a friend, and he's here today. We're going to conversate about literally any and everything in between. His name is Sizwe Mngomezulu, widely known in the streets as Sizwe M.
Yeah.
And that's my brother. How you doing, dog?
No, man, I'm good. First, let me start here. Now, thank God for saving us.
Thank God. When last did I hear that?
Yeah, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute,
bro. How you been, man? How's life?
No, man, life is good. You
Yeah.
know, I'm super happy with life. I'm excited for life.
Yeah.
I go back and I look back at where I come from and all the hard work, has brought to where I am right now.
Yeah.
And that also allows for so much growth for not only me, but the people that are around me as well.
Yeah.
So for me, predominantly, I'm happy with life, man.
Yeah.
My cup is literally overfilling and pouring into other cups.
I love that, man. I had a conversation with Arthur Dlamini,
Yeah.
and he was talking about how stars are from the East Rand.
It's crazy, bro. Yeah.
And when you look around, dog, you look around the industry, stars are really, really... Even Nomuzi said the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, solidly.
A lot of prominent people in the industry are from the East Rand. And being from the East Rand, you got to wear it and be like, yeah.
You have to,
I'm
man.
doing it big, man. Yeah. And you also being from the East Rand and you tapped into a space and you're doing amazing work, man.
Shout out.
I want to tap into the beginning of your journey. Life before YFM, life before Ekurhuleni FM.
Yeah.
How was life like? Because I know personally how life was like.
Yeah,
So can you share for the people that are listening?
Man, you know what? I think it started off right after high school. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a gap year, just figure out who I am, figure out my life, and figure out what I want to do. And one of the biggest things was literally jumping into the media space, entertainment space, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I think you are taken in a different direction so that you can realize that if you're doing something that you don't really love, how it feels, and you get to appreciate what you do and what you love the most when you are there, right? So I started in 2017, right? Almost, 2017.
Yeah.
I was a model, bro.
Yeah.
I was a model doing pageants and stuff like that, and I won that particular competition. It was called Face of Guatemala, right?
Yeah.
Aslam, right? And Face of Guatemala won that. And that on its own, opened so many doors for me. And throughout that year, working with people, working with the young, working with, the middle-aged, right? Working with the elder generation as well, through building, the community. I think one of the biggest things is pour into your community first.
Yeah.
And once you do that, they will pour into you as you go.
And pour back into you.
Super proud of the work that you have done, right? So from there on, I decided to just take a step back and see where my life is headed.
Take a step back from the media?
No, from the modeling side of things.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And I jumped into corporate, man. I ain't gonna mention the company, man. But I was there. I was like, good morning. You're speaking to Caesar. I'm calling from so-and-so, right? And as you know, man, call centers. And I remember I did that for 10 months and I was like, nah.
Call center is terrible, bro.
It is, bro.
It's terrible. I lost it. I also went to a call center once. I lost it 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, bro.
Hey, man, I tried, man. I tried to push it for a year.
Yeah.
You know, but when 10 months hit, man, I was like, nah. Because I remember even when I was on the phone with a number of clients, right?
Yeah.
Remember there was a time where all of my team members actually logged onto my phone and I didn't know. They were still brand new, you know, within the space. And they were listening into my call and they were like, you know what, man, yeah, this place does not deserve you, man. You know, you have to be on TV. You have to be in radio because that's where you would be appreciated the most. Not to say that they don't appreciate you there, but I think there's so much greater that they saw within me and said, listen, just vibe and just go, you know. And the radio...
Who's that person specifically that told you that?
There was a couple of individuals, right?
Yeah.
A couple of individuals from even other teams, you know, within the sales.
Oh, yeah.
So some of them I can't remember their names, but they've been saying, and I was like, you know what, man, I think this is true because so many people are saying it, and also in different spaces.
Yeah.
Right. Not only where I was working at a call center, but even outside spaces. You know, when I was emceeing and doing all of those things, and that on its own, I was like, I think this is the validity that I needed to jump into the space. And when I left, man, I spent 4 months literally unemployed. And through that time, I wasn't just chilling and taking it easy. You know, I was literally putting in the hard work.
Yeah,
behind the
applying.
scenes.
Yeah.
You know, sending emails, you know, demos.
Yeah.
And I was teaching myself, okay, if I don't know how to do this, let me learn. And I would find creative ways, you know, in creating demos. I remember I would just use my, you know, and I would use my phone, take my sister's phone as well, and my dad's phone, have a video on this side, have music playing on this side, and then start, you know, back announcing songs and all those things. Because I had so much love for this thing called radio. And yeah, man, I think when that bug hit from way back, I was like, now it's time actually to invest in this thing. From phones to being behind the mic now.
Bro, you know, when something is meant for you, there's a call. You know, this past weekend, there's this girl that, like, there's something that I went to and she asked me a really important question. She was like, when did you realize you were called to do this? You know, like this whole Culture's Biggest thing, you know? And it was like, I don't know, but I had to answer the call. Yeah. You know, and it seems like it was a similar thing to you with answering the call for radio. Yeah. You're in the call center environment, which uses your voice.
Yeah, man, big time.
Which allows for you to hear the call. Yeah. Not the actual phone call there, but like you're calling, you know, and you answered it. You know, there's so many people that they find it hard to get to that point where you understand, Uguti, this is what I'm here to do, bro. Yeah. You know, this is what I'm here to do. So I want to find out. So from there, you're doing the demos, you know, you're doing the work, sending in demos, emails, and all of that. When's the first sort of like acceptance from that kind of outlet?
From radio, essentially.
From radio, yeah.
I think that started when, obviously, let me just say this, just a bit of a tangent, right?
Yeah.
So obviously building your profile from the acting side of things, I was like, I'm fully invested now within the acting space. Yeah. But I'll tell you a little bit more once we get to that particular point of how, you know, I collaborated everything together to be in one building, essentially. But I realized that it's time for me to jump within the space when S01E10 FM came around, right? And that's where I got the biggest answer and biggest call to say, listen, this is the platform and you can jump in. And through that, I remember I'd once jumped onto, there was this thing that was going on back in the day with DJ Spoo, right? And on his particular radio station was taking in the youth. And I remember I jumped in, right, on the 30th of June, the last day of Youth Month. And unfortunately, it was too late. And from there on, man, I jumped onto S01E10 FM. I saw it on Facebook. I was like, hey, let's see this radio station here in the East Rand. Because it was a little bit tricky that side.
Which one? Because
yeah. But the thing was, remember the president was like, fellow citizens, I'm closing off the country now.
The COVID way.
Yeah. And mind you, it was closing on the Wednesday. And the Saturday, I had to have a conversation with them physically. But it didn't happen because COVID was busy, and the president was like, let's just close the country for now. Yeah. And once things started opening up, I really done the research and I found a radio station, you know, back in Springs Mall. And S01E10 FM went there. I was literally selling myself. I was like, I love this radio thing. I want to be here. Yeah. And I remember, man, the first person who met me at the door was Marty. Right.
Shout out Marty. If you know, you know.
You know, yeah. And mind you, it was literally an adult contemporary radio station.
Yeah.
50% English, 50% Afrikaans.
Nice, bro.
And we were there doing links in Afrikaans. We were like, welcome terug. Like, Play FM 93.9. But
bro,
even through that, they were like, listen, come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, first thing in the morning at 9 o'clock. Bro, I was up at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Damn.
Because I wanted this thing so much.
So much, yeah.
And I didn't want to get a no.
Mm.
So when I went straight to town, and when I got there, they're like, just fill in this particular form. Signed everything, filled everything in. And I remember Barry at the time was the programs manager at the station, right? Shout out to Barry as well, because
shout out Barry.
He's done so much for the both of us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I remember he was like, okay, cool. We're going to do a voice test, but let's have a bit of a conversation, myself and the station manager at the time, which was Dave.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we had a conversation from that particular, quote unquote interview to a certain degree. But it ended up being just a simple conversation. We spoke about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey guys, you know what? We're kind of getting sidetracked because, we never really met someone who's like you in particular. So let's jump into a voice test. And I remember I read everything back.
Yeah.
I did the news. I did the traffic, back announcing. Did any English and Afrikaans as well, bruv. But it's literally just trying, and putting it out there and committing yourself to it. But I butchered that Afrikaans.
Of course. Hey, dog.
I butchered that thing, but I was like, I'm going to do it, man.
Regardless.
I'm going to do it.
Bro, how much of selling yourself is important in the industry?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Very important to put yourself out there. So that for a person who does not know you, they can have a foundation of who you are.
Who you are, yeah.
Right? And from there on, they can have you in their mind, and then you start building on that particular platform, and through that on its own can give you so many great opportunities because one person knows the next person, the other person knows the other person.
Yeah.
And it's a situation of, hey man, you know what? I actually have this other cool guy that I recently met.
Yeah.
They call you and then things open up for you.
So much of things opening up in our industry is that.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy, man. Because like for me, I also have like a very introverted side.
Yeah.
But like being in Joburg has taught me to still exist in the space even like that,
Yeah.
Because there's this quote that I saw once where it's like, cheers to all the opportunities that we missed because of being shy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that shouldn't stop you, man. It's the conversation we had before even starting the recording about how don't let fear be the thing that stops you from actually going for something.
Yeah.
More than anything, fear should signal you. I know I'm going towards the right direction, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time. I think when fear hits a particular watermark, in your life, and that is in the direction in which you want to go into. I mean, fear is relative, man. You can go to, Gold Reef City. And experience fear, a bit of anxiety that is there. But at the same time, when you receive, that fear within your life about something that you really want to do.
And you can do it.
Yeah. I think that one now sets you in that particular direction.
Yeah. Bro, so tapping back into your radio journey now.
Yeah.
Obviously, now you're inside, you're at a Koroleni FM. Then me, because I've seen, I had a front row seats in your journey. I know, Uguti, the amount of attempts that went into you trying to go to commercial radio.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you kept on trying, you kept on trying. Like, how do you persevere when, like, you get rejections,
Yeah, you know what, man? It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's just, God's timing.
God's timing, yeah.
It's going to happen. And when you persist, you irritate, in a good way, obviously, the person you want to hear your voice, essentially. And when you do that, there's going to be a point where they're going to be like, okay, cool.
Let's give them a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
And it starts there. And make sure, Wuti, when that conversation comes around, you're ready, man. And you're beyond ready.
Yeah.
Because if you're not
ready and the opportunity finds you, you're doing yourself a disservice.
When are you going to get that other opportunity again?
Never.
Exactly.
So always got to be ready.
Always got to be ready, man. Ensure Wuti, you're putting in the hard work.
Yeah.
So when it's time to shine,
you
shine like crazy.
Beautiful, man. You were part of the top 3?
Yeah, man. Top 3.
YFM, the Y search, Be the Next,
yes.
YFM search. And top 3 is crazy.
Yeah.
Out of the whole country.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Let me tell you about that particular journey because you also contributed to it.
Yeah.
I remember Be the Next season 1 came around and I was too late for that. I was like, shucks, but it's okay. Let's put in the hard work. And mind you, by there I already have my own show on YFM.
Yeah.
Just putting in the hard work, finding who I am in community radio, finding my voice behind the mic, finding what I have to bring to the listener. Then on its own was a solid training ground to get to me to where I am today.
Yeah.
I remember season 2 came around, and when the first post came out, that they're ready now to jump into season 2 of Be the Next. I remember it was a live read that I had to do and tell them about myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, man, let's be a little bit creative about this. And I remember telling them about myself. I had some bed music going on in the background.
Yeah.
Kudos to, community radio people, how to work around it and give that particular emotion to the listener. And I was there, did that, and also then did the live read. I was like, yo, bro, listen. And to you, right? I think you remember.
I remember.
I was like, yo, bro, listen, I need a solid bed music, bro, for this in particular. And I remember, I think it was Jason Staples or something.
No, it was Vince Staples.
Yeah. I still have that jam on my old phone, as a matter of fact.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And I still have the actual audition on my other old phone.
Yeah.
And we put it together. It sounded really good.
Yeah.
And I also trusted your ear so much, in the audio and the work that we did.
Yeah.
That on its own sent the stuff. And once we sent it, I remember I was coming back from set. I can't remember which show I was on.
Yeah.
But I came back from set with my girl as well. Right? Literally. And I got a call. I'm getting off, the highway.
The wife.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's not say my girl.
But that's why. Zulu ways.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a call, and my programs manager, shout out to Pindi, man.
Yeah.
Really and truly appreciate her.
She's the one that hit you up, no?
Yeah. She was like, yo, Mamela, you're in the top 6 firstly.
Dang.
Top 6.
Out of the whole country.
The whole country, man.
That's insane.
Yeah, man. Top 6.
Yeah.
And I get to, she was like, no, listen, on Tuesday, you got to come through. This is the following week now.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to have a feature on the show as well that is predominantly yours. And I remember my boy, Tabo X, was on Monday. I was on Tuesday. I don't remember who was the other person was on Wednesday. And then the others came in the following week on Monday to Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I got there, we were on the nightcap, man. Shout out to Lula Odiba as well, on the nightcap. And she guided me through the show in the commercial space.
Yeah.
And she showed me so much appreciation and so much love as well through that particular journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, once we were done and dusted, I was like, you know what, man, it's all up to the listeners. It's all about the votes right now to get me into the top 3 now.
Yeah.
Right. And through that, I was even told, right, Uguti, my particular audio that was chosen out of 7 presenters, I don't know who they were. Right? I don't know who they were. So they were like, out of 7, 5 actually chose, your audio. And I was like, wow, man, that's super powerful. I mean, it's beyond 50.
Yeah, bro.
And I showcased who I am.
Damn.
I jumped onto the socials. Yo, man, the love that I received was wild, man.
Yeah, that whole thing, bro, was it was huge, man.
It was huge, man. And when I was done and dusted with my show, and I had to wait.
Yeah,
I was like, you know what, man, I've put in everything, and
it's in God's hands.
Yeah, it's in God's hands, man.
Yeah.
Wednesday came around, and then the following came in. I had a conversation with Tutab. We're like, oh man, are people still going to remember us because we were in the first week, And I remember it was now the day. I think it was like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Right. So they were like, you know what, man, it's time for us to announce the top 3. I'm there on the Y app, man.
Dang.
I'm there on the Y app.
Yeah.
And, the audio bouquet on as well. And the very first name that they called up was Sizwe Mngomezulu. Yo, my boy. I was so happy.
Dog, I think, was I with you when that happened?
No. It was later on in the evening. We were not together. I think we were just left, right?
Yeah, just left the gym.
Yeah. And I was there, man. I got my name first.
Yeah.
And I was like, Sizwe Mngomezulu.
Dang.
Shucks, did I hear it right?
Top 3.
But that's my name, man. I heard it.
Damn.
Top 3, man. And they called the other contestants as well. And it was Tawex and Uzandile as well. We came through and man.
Bro, you know what's so crazy about competitions?
Yeah.
Competitions reveal who the best people are. If you're part of the top 6 in the country, That means you literally top 6 in the
In the
country.
Yeah.
Not top 6 at school or high school, in the country.
Yeah.
Top 3. That means you're top 3 in the whole country of South Africa.
Yeah.
That's huge. And also, I can imagine the weight you felt around that season. It's like, yo, damn, coming from community,
Yeah.
now I'm tapping into commercial space. How did you find the segue from that, from community to commercial?
Yeah. It wasn't difficult
Yeah.
because I already prepared my mind
For that.
space.
Yeah.
And the solid foundation that I had with community radio made the transition much easier.
Yeah.
And through conversations that I had, with presenters at Y, made things a lot easier as well. Because when people see talent genuinely, they appreciate it genuinely.
Right.
And even the space that I've been in with your acting side of things, it became natural for me. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm here at this particular platform. I need to make sure that I perform at my highest level, right? At my highest level. And I wasn't necessarily the winner, right? Because TurboX won the competition.
Yeah.
And I came run up. But I was still now having conversations with the necessary individuals saying that, no, listen, I'm definitely going to be coming back, right? So watch out for me. And through that as well, I was like, okay, cool. The disappointment will be there.
Of course, yeah. We humans.
So much, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things is I always wanted to be at Y, that radio station. That's where I wanted my foundation to be within the commercial space.
Yeah.
And
which it brings me back before they cut us on the first take. That moment at the garage, bro.
Yeah.
You're wearing a YFM cap. The petrol attendant comes in. It's like, I know you.
Yeah.
You work for YFM. At that time, you didn't work for YFM.
Yeah, bro.
And you're like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Which is kind of dope because even before you had something, that's why a lot of people speak about manifesting as something you have already.
Yeah.
And not saying, I want. It's like, I have it, From that point of view, what is your relationship with intention and manifestation?
For me, it's essentially being intentional with it.
Yeah.
And always wanting your life to be in a certain direction.
Yeah.
I have this full-on picture of where I want my life to be. And there's also these puzzles that you need to put together so that you have the full-on picture. So for me, it was literally contributing to each and every single puzzle to build that particular picture. And I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still doing that because sometimes the image changes a bit.
Yeah, of course.
You put a number of colors within that particular space.
You also unlock different facets of who you are.
Oh, yeah. That's why when growth is there, you find yourself even more.
Facts.
Right? You grow and become a much better person. And there's a number of add-ons that you need to have.
Yeah.
So manifestation is always that particular thing that says, I want more. Right? Now you're here.
Do you think there's because some people might label manifesting as delusional.
Yeah.
Do you think because if someone else, thing is, I get it.
Yeah.
If it was someone else in that car that day, it was like, this nigga is being delusional.
This nigga's wild.
But me, because I knew my boy has it, and he'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And you did make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I still have that thing as, I don't know, man, like a timestamp of, I know how that brother got there.
Yeah.
It's not magic. So
It's not, man. Yeah.
what do they call it? There's proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
These work, unless you do shady stuff, then you get through,
You won't last.
You won't last,
Yeah.
So for me, bro, I think it has been beautiful to watch like that journey,
Shout out.
as a friend. It's like, damn. And also for me, it's also inspiration. It's like, bro, these things that happen to like these people that become celebrities, it's not far from me. It's not impossible. So many times I've been shown, what's it, dog, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro, I want to talk about how many years have you been in Y now?
It's about 4 years now.
4 years?
Yeah.
Dang, time flies, bro.
It is, man.
Yo.
Yeah. Time flies, man. Time flies. And
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's I always say the work that has been put in.
Yeah.
But you always, for me personally, I always want to be better every single time. I'm better than my last show.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges? Because now you're no longer in the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You're inside. Like you're inside the industry, you're inside the game.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you've encountered so far?
Listen, man, I wouldn't necessarily say challenges.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather
Stumbling blocks.
just say it's a part of the groundwork.
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
there,
yeah.
You know, and there's certain hurdles that you'd face,
Mhm.
and you have to adjust yourself in such a way where you jump over those particular hurdles.
I love that.
And in doing that, it makes you a better person,
Mm.
right? Some of the things that I've found is you're obviously not going to make everyone happy.
Eish,
You're not going to make everyone.
story of life.
Yeah, man. I think
Yeah.
coming into the space is you're going to have people that like you. You're going to have people that appreciate you. You're going to have people that are like, I doubt your bit.
Yeah.
You're going to have people who don't like you
At
whatsoever.
all, yeah.
But it's a part of life. You're not going to make everyone happy.
Happy,
But
yeah.
I am there and you're listening to me, I guess, every single day. So,
Yeah.
you know?
How do you then like still bring yourself to the table
Mm.
where you're meeting all these big personalities?
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy for as a human being to make yourself small.
Yeah.
So big personalities can ngathini? What's the right word to use? So big personalities can thrive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, how do you make yourself still be prominent,
Mm.
present, without making yourself small
Small,
in
yeah.
those spaces?
I think number one, I make like the colleagues to me. Let me start there, right?
Yeah.
So other, you know, I guess quote unquote celebrities
Yeah.
are colleagues because we all work in the media space.
Yeah.
Right? And at some point we're bound to meet, whether it's going to studio to do a voiceover or whether we're going to be jumping into on set together, whether we're going to be on radio, through interviews, through conversations, and even certain events, we're going to meet each other.
So you have to humanize them to a
Yeah,
sense.
humanize them. They're
Yeah.
people as well.
Facts.
And
I agree.
that on its own creates relatability.
Yeah.
And remember that you have so much to offer,
Mhm.
and they also have so much to offer as well.
Yeah.
So why make yourself small in this space?
I love that, man. I love that, bro. How you finding balancing the media space and marriage?
It's easy, bro.
For real.
Yeah, it's easy, bro. I think one of the biggest things is when you marry a friend, it's easy.
Mm.
You know, when you marry a friend, it's easy
Yeah.
because you have conversations, you feed off of each other.
Yeah.
In as much as we work in different industries, but then you feed off of each other.
Yeah.
And when you have certain views, they help you out with that because you have a perspective of a person who's a listener,
Yeah.
right? And that also represents other listeners across, you know, the country. And it makes things much easier, you know, when you speak about particular topics.
Yeah.
And when you have a back and forth, you know, it gives you certain perspectives and ideas as well. So for me, it's much easier, man. It's
Love
nothing too hectic.
Yeah.
Schedule can be a bit crazy, you know, within the space because you are taking a lot from home.
Yeah.
But when you have those moments, it makes things much easier.
Makes it easier. Damn. How is she finding the balance in terms of obviously you out there
Yeah.
and you know girls, man.
Yeah.
you know girls as soon as there's clout around your name,
Yeah.
as soon as you've came up as a man, you know, they want to come closer and attach them, you know?
It's validating everything and making things comfortable for them, right? So I remember with my wife, man, when we started dating, we had a conversation.
Yeah.
And I told her, listen, I'm in this particular space. And remember that the byproduct of this particular space is being known by a lot of people.
Of people, yeah, it comes with it.
Comes with it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I know, I'm a handsome shit. Right? You're blind. You know what I'm saying?
I feel, of course.
But
yeah.
I was like, I know what I want, right? And there's a reason why I chose you,
Fire.
you know. So that on its own, made things very easy.
My girl actually asked me that question recently, right?
Yeah.
She was like, do you think I'm boring? Like, just because I'm not in the same space, in the entertainment space? Because I prefer to go with her to like some of these things that I go to and stuff. It's like, I prefer her.
Yeah.
Because she's not tapped in, you know? And I think it's so beautiful to have someone outside of what you do because you get to learn new things, you know?
Yeah.
When you go to spaces, she's not like impressed by these people so much. Bro, we went to like sort of like a group thing recently and there were like a bunch of celebrities. I was with her.
Yeah.
She didn't even know those people. I was the one who was geeking.
Yeah.
Oh, Flip, that's Coolie-chan. Oh, Flip, Coolie, hey, how you do? She's like, who's that? You know what I mean? It's like she doesn't care, bro. And I think that's so beautiful because she's tapped in. She's really, really
I think our
tapped
girls
in.
will be best friends then.
Yeah.
Because literally they share so many things in common.
Yeah.
You know, not intimidated by by the industry.
The industry. Other than you get someone who's within the industry, she's always trying to get on, dog.
Amen.
You know, like when she sees, she's like, okay, my man is a big deal.
Yeah.
As soon as she sees my Borisa, she changes and stuff.
Yeah, it's not
I can't
how
build,
we left.
Yeah, I can't build a life, man. But overall, how are you, bro? You got married 24, 25?
Yeah.
24, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was there for the whole thing, and it's like...
Yeah, bro. And crazy enough, on that particular day, so, okay, Malobol, you know how the process is, you know, with us. And we had a young celebration, right? But I think one of the biggest things is doing the traditional parts the right way.
The right way, yeah.
Right. And once you've done and dusted, we now build on how we want it, essentially, you know, and modernizing things in that particular space as well. So,
yeah, Doug, like, it's something I've actually always wanted to ask you, bro.
Yeah.
You young, man.
Yeah.
Like, did at any point that hit you, Wuti, man, maybe I'm too young to get married?
No, bro.
Intentionality. Yeah.
Yeah. Intentions.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. Because I had a foundation of people that were married in life.
Yeah,
from
your parents.
My parents.
Yeah.
From my cousins.
Yeah.
They've been in a space of marriage and I grew up around it. So it was a norm for me, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Right? It was a norm for me. And it wasn't necessarily a thing that, okay, at this particular age, I have to
get married, yeah.
But it was something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we were both on that particular wave. And we're like, we're not going to rush anything. But once the time comes, yeah, man, we'll be there.
Do you feel like, because around the time you met your current wife, it was around the same time me and you reconnected again.
Yeah.
You know, like after high school, the meeting at the radio station was the next time we linked up, right? And do you feel like because I remember around that time, you had your discipline on. You know, we used to go to the gym together, you know.
Consistently so.
Yeah, consistently so. Yeah. And you had a different frame of mind.
Yeah.
As much as that, dog, we all go through a phase of, I'm trying to, you know, smash everything that I see, you know? You weren't on that phase. Do you feel like you having that discipline also kind of added to you deciding to get married so early?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And in so many things in my life.
Yeah.
Not only just marriage, but having that discipline on its own for me as a man was the key thing. Because even with the spaces that I jumped into, right, when I'm emceeing and doing a number of things as well, I needed to have certain discipline that is there, that is consistent throughout.
Yeah. From
being on time, from being intentional with the people that I'm meeting with, through meetings and say, because one of the biggest things, man, I don't want anyone to waste my time.
Yeah. Right? And you don't want to waste anyone's time.
And we start there because remember, man, time is valuable.
Yeah.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
You can't get it back.
You know, and I didn't want to think back and say, I wish I could have done this better.
Yeah.
Let me do it better now. Let me plan around it and prepare for it as well. So that when the time comes, I'm already ready for that particular shandis that I'm going to be doing. Beautiful. So discipline is key. And remember, man, the high school that we went to, and there was so much discipline that was killed in that.
I mean, during the school hours, then after school, you see bros brushing their hair.
Yeah.
You know, do you feel like also, it's crazy that you mentioned that coming from boys' school, do you feel like that also kind of added to the man that you've become and are constantly becoming, because there is no final stage, man, you know?
There's never, man. It's
like you constantly,
You know, it's always moving. But I had two individuals, or rather two instances in my life. Right?
Yeah.
So high school. Let me start off in primary school, right? So I was the deputy head boy of Pine Grove Primary, right? And then on its own had so much discipline that I needed to have.
Yeah, because you're leading a group of young men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, young men, young ladies as well.
Yeah. I keep thinking about Boys High.
Boys High. That's Boys High, man. You know,
yeah, man, of course.
Yeah,
man,
but
of course.
Through the very young age, I was, you know, captain of the sports team.
Yeah.
You know, you are the deputy head boy as well. So there's discipline throughout life.
Yeah.
My dad was I always share the story. You know, my dad was in the army.
Yeah.
And South African Navy in particular.
Damn.
So much discipline that was there because I was an officer. Right?
Now, I think you once said there was a time you wanted to go to the army.
Yeah, there was a time.
Damn.
There was a time. But, you know, when your passion is constantly itching you.
Calling.
It's always calling, man. So it's like, I'm going to go in this particular direction. But my dad worked in the South African Navy.
Yeah.
And from there on, was a teacher as well. still is. And he carried so much discipline, even in the spaces that he's in. I mean, head of department.
Yeah.
It's another big thing. And also there, you realize that my actions affect your actions. You know, and that's why for me, I was like, I don't want to disappoint my parents. I need to ensure that I uphold the lessons that I learn at home and take that
Beautiful,
into the
man.
different spaces that I'm in.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
That is so dope. So obviously, marriage is no smooth road. As a young person, especially, you know, these things that you go through. What have you learned so far? What has marriage taught you so far?
Patience.
Patience. How so?
Patience where you have to be patient with the other person and allow them their space to come to fruition, essentially.
Yeah.
I think as human beings, we're different, man. You know, we're different. I have my own views. You have your own views.
Facts, yeah.
But it's a collaboration when we come together and work towards one ideal that we want for our lives, right? And at the same time, through marriage, man, it's never 100%. There's only no moments. The reason why I say 100% is I have to give my 100%. She has to give my 100%.
Not 50-50.
Not 50-50.
Yeah.
That's fun. But
I love
one of the biggest things is the fact that if I am at a 20, right, she's going to carry my 80.
Yeah.
When she's at a 50,
I'm going to carry the other 50.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a teamwork.
That's so interesting. There's an interview, Will Smith actually said a similar thing. It's like, he's not responsible for Jada's happiness. Jada's responsible. Hey, but also using Will Smith as an example after what happened is kind of crazy.
You have a round table here, bro.
It's kind of crazy. But Will Smith is one wise broer, man. Like some of the things he said. I want to share two things that he said. So he said he's not responsible for Jada's happiness. Jada's responsible for her own happiness. Then they come together and have a shared happiness.
Because we're contributing to each other's happiness.
Yeah, as soon as like you feel like your partner is responsible for you being happy, it's crazy.
It is, man. It is. Because
it becomes so dependent.
It is, man. And I think also the things that we need to think about is the fact that when you grow up, man, you're an individual. Who's responsible for your happiness?
It's yourself.
Right?
Yeah.
So why is it that when you jump into a marriage, you say, you are responsible for my happiness?
Actually.
You contribute to my happiness. That's one thing. But you don't necessarily say, I'm responsible for making you
happy.
I contribute to you being happy.
Actually, bro.
And that's where I think sometimes in life, we tend to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Because we want to we forget about ourselves and focus on the next person. I remember my wife said that, listen, be who you are, man. I don't want to be an individual who now stops you in doing what you want. Shine. I'll be there for you. I'll be the number one supporter. If we are better,
that's important.
I'm going to let you know, right? Important. If we're blind and we're I'm going to let you know as well, because I am your foundation now in life and you're my foundation.
I love that,
and
bro.
Through that on its own, I have to be there and telling you the truth and telling you where you're going wrong. Yeah. And I remember when we were at Amalobolweni, you pulled me to the side and said, you know what, Sizwe, man, remember to not forget about yourself. Don't forget about who you are.
I remember that. And
that stayed with me. So many years.
Because people, I've seen it. That's the thing. You know, through families, like you go into marriage and you lose yourself in it, you know? It's like, I don't know if you've heard of these stories where it's like, this guy, ever since he got married,
he's tricky.
Yeah, he's different and all of that, you know. I think the most valuable lesson from that, bro, and with what you've just told me, the kind of relationship that you have with your wife, is you have someone that can carry your light.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? And it's one thing I'm saying, Wuti, it not only in romantic relationships, but also in friendships.
Yeah.
Having people that can carry your light, having people, Wuti, like it's not a thing of, if Sizwe is doing such amazing work, I feel less of myself and I have that hating spirit, you know? So it's like having people around you that can carry your light is super important.
Of course, man. And that's the thing where you have to feed essentially each other, right? And what I mean by that is we look at the platform now, Culture's Biggest, man.
Yeah.
I remember when you said, but I want to operate this particular Shanice. And you,
Yeah.
I mean, even at Ecuador FM,
made it happen.
You came and said, I want to do this. I remember you had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know, you were curating music and you're curating beats and that. And you said that I want to do this thing in particular because it was itching you. And I said, listen, Donna, we don't have a name right now, but fill into it. Right?
It's that answering the call.
Exactly. You know, and
it's super important, man.
what I love about people that are around me, you and many others as well, is but we're never jealous about it.
You should never, bro.
Never, bro.
Like, I wouldn't go to the extent of saying never jealous because we are humans.
Yeah.
Jealousy it's a normal emotion. Like when someone buys a new car and it's your peer, you feel jealousy. But what differentiates a person is, do they act on it?
Yeah.
Or do they actually like, Ntwana, you spawned, as a person that I know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Bro. You've came up. It's that thing of when something dope happens to a friend, that means God is in town. So you shouldn't feel some type of way about that, man. I want to segue into something interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, through watching a person's journey from an infant kind of perspective to it growing to be like a live thing that exists in the world. Adulting, bro. I want us to chat a bit about that.
Hey man, that life, bro, is crazy, man. Yeah.
In cereals economy, everyone likes cereals is a famous guy. I mean, he's the president. Cupcake. You know what I mean? So in cereals economy, bro, like how are you finding adulting? More importantly, how are you finding adulting? Being in the space, being in the industry.
It's a good channel. Not necessarily, let me not say a good channel, but it's a good challenge.
Challenge, yeah.
It's a good challenge to find who you are and how you can make things happen for you.
Yeah.
I love our space because you get to do so many things at the same time. And that on its own is pouring into you being able to live nicely, right? Nicely in Cupcake's economy. Because when we look at the time before, to now, things have changed so much. I remember once asked a listener on the other radio station, community radio, right?
Yeah.
And I asked the OT, what were you able to buy with 100 Rand back in the day? Because in our time, things were a bit different.
Yeah.
And she said that I would buy groceries, I would pour a full tank of petrol.
That's crazy.
And I would buy myself a couple of other things as well. Still be left from 100 Rand.
Yeah,
right,
still have
with
some
5 Rand change. And that 5 Rand will take you very far as well.
Damn.
And when you look at that in today's times,
it's different.
It's different. Yes, it's challenging now, but it's you have to find ways and creative ways, right, to make more money for yourself. And once you find those and find a solid platform to work off of, it becomes much easier.
Beautiful, man. You know what I love about our industry?
Yeah.
There's no cap.
Nah, nothing, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no ceiling in terms of how much you could earn.
Yeah.
Especially if what you're doing has to do with freelancing.
Yeah.
You know, there's no ceiling, bro. You can go from making 10K to making 50K.
Yeah.
Next month, 100. The following month, 2K.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You know, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So it's like, how do you balance out your life? How do you make sure there's consistency in your months?
So I am my own manager. You know? You know, when you start out, man, you have to be your own manager.
Yeah.
And you have to sit down and find a solid schedule that works for you. See how you're going to fit things in. It's one of those things that will change, consistently.
As time goes,
But you have to adjust it accordingly so that you know exactly where each and every single thing is. When, for example, I do radio. Yeah. I'm a voiceover artist. I'm an actor as well. Yeah. I'm an MC as well.
Bro.
So all of those particular shoes are different.
Yeah.
And how I handle, each and every single one, because I have to fill each and every single cup with water. Because if I don't, the other one might just fail because I'm not giving time to it.
How do you find the balance to bring those worlds together?
Scheduling, man.
Yeah.
Something so simple and easy, man. Scheduling. Because if you don't do that and sit down and hunker down, Bale phansi yonke into ngiyibhala. I mean, we have the smartphones now. You can just simply schedule
Yeah,
everything,
write everything, yeah.
and see where everything is for you. But look at where stable incomes comes from firstly,
Yeah.
right? Put that at the top.
Mm.
From there on, you put the second most important thing. I mean, all of them are important, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of that particular list, the second thing now comes in. It could be, let's say, for example, voiceovers, right? It does happen that a client doesn't come consistently.
Yeah.
You're gonna have maybe a day where and then the following 3 days there's something that is there.
Something, yeah.
It comes in secondly, right? From there on, emceeing doesn't necessarily happen every single time, but when it happens, it has this particular time that is there.
Yeah.
So that you know, when you look at your diary, when you look at your schedule, you know where you can fit everything in. And remember, you have to schedule in moving from one place to another.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we say, I know, 12 things are 12 doing this, 12 things are where you know very well it's going to take you an hour.
Yeah.
Then you have to start apologizing. People start
you need to find a balance in your schedule, man.
Yeah. So scheduling is one of the key things that you
thing, you know. That's super important, man. And I feel like, you know, the tricky thing about this journey that we're on, man, the importance of making other means of income or having other sources of income. Like for me, I just got hit by a bomb recently, you know.
Yeah.
It's not something I told you, but like a huge chunk of where my income comes from was taken away from me.
Yeah.
So I lost a job. You know what I mean? And it hit me, especially on the day, because that's my main source, dog.
Yeah.
Like that's the big one. And and that's when I realized, as a creative person, it's super important for you to have more sources of income. The Bible actually says you need to have 10
bro,
sources of income. And it doesn't matter how much they make. And it comes back to this thing that you're talking about balancing. That's what I'm seeing, the fruits of having other sources. It's like, as much as, okay, I'm not going to be as comfortable as I was, but my basic necessities are handled. I can still be able to pay rent. I can still be able to buy food, you know, live comfortably, dog, you know. So it's super important. And I've seen recently, you've also gotten into business.
Yeah, it did, man. So when it comes to that, so my wife and I jumped into business.
Yeah.
And we decided to do something that is needed, essentially, because it makes things rather much easier for the next person. So our business is called Crave Box.
Yeah.
So what happens there is we have 4 packages, right? And there's different items.
Okay.
Well, necessarily different items, yes, but the quantity grows the more that you pay.
Yeah.
So it's, if you're an adult, right, and you're looking for like a snack box that you can take, and we do that for you, right? For the kids as well, for a scaffteen, and you don't want to go out and go and buy, just have one whole box that has, you know, chocolate.
That's proper, man.
Yeah, all of those things, man.
And I'm sure that's been like helpful.
It's growing, man.
Yeah.
It's growing big time. And that also allows us to have another stream of income that is there.
Super.
That's why, man, you can't necessarily stick to one thing, right? You have to divide yourself in many ways. I think, yes, we are still pushing it.
Yeah.
Right? We haven't gotten to a point where we now employ people, right? Yeah. But the main goal is growing in that particular direction.
Beautiful,
and
man.
Being a platform for not only individuals in our community, in Gauteng, but also stepping into different parts of the country as well.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. You're gonna feed yourself forever, man.
Yeah, you have to.
With
you have to.
Extra sources, you're living with God's word, man. Yeah. You can't depend on one source, man.
Because I think that's one of the biggest things in our space as well. We use our voice a lot, right?
Yeah.
We use our voice a lot.
Have you insured your voice yet?
Not yet, bro. I was actually having a conversation. We were at one of our events at work, right? Yeah, having a conversation with Karen Mteto, man. A big shout out to her. Nutuls Matala, having a big conversation about insuring our voices, because we see a number of stars across the world. I think Ronaldo's insured his legs or something. Yeah. And we're like, man, gotta insure the voice, man. Because
is there a platform that insures people's voices?
I haven't necessarily looked into it.
But it's probably something medical, I think. Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, it's a human.
It has to be, because I don't smoke.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing against people that do smoke, right? But for me, it affects me greatly, bro.
Yeah, because of the pipes.
Exactly. You know, so I gotta make sure I can't necessarily shout, you can't, hey, exhale out for you. Those things, and scream at the top of your lungs, because it's gonna affect you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing that I don't want to happen.
That's facts, man. That is facts. Bro, what else can we expect going forward, man? You've done radio, you've been on our screens, you've been at some of the best events, you know. What's next?
What's next, man? There's so much, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so much. But recently now, I'm jumping into the television space again. You know, so there is that. And building that particular side of who I am. Because I really and truly love acting.
Yeah.
You know, I was interviewing Khause Raditola, right?
Yeah.
And when we were off air, I told her that for me, it's radio, it's acting, it's voiceovers, right?
Yeah.
And they all pour into each other.
Yeah, they do.
Because the thing is, for me, the stories and conversations that I have on air, listeners tell me their stories. Could be an individual who's anonymous, could be an individual who shares their name. And when they tell me their story, I also have now that particular story in my archives. So that when I get a character on set, I know that, hey, man, I actually have these particular archives of individuals that share their story
and
on
it's
the
similar
radio
to the character.
Right? And it pours into that particular character, even with voiceovers as well.
Yeah.
Right? When you have to bring a script to life. And that's one of the biggest things that I want to jump into right now is the fact that, you know, jumping and building an animation character, for example, right? You jump into that on its own. How do you build that character upon stories of other individuals that were told on radio and people that you get to meet? Because we always say that put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
And when you take that holistically.
Have you heard about voice dubbing?
Voice dubbing, yeah.
Yeah.
I love anime, man.
That's proper, man.
You know, so there's voice dubbing as well that I really want to jump into that particular space. And
voice dubbing is tricky. I think I told you. Remember when I said I started doing like a voice dubbing?
I remember. There was an audition that you actually
Yeah. I got that audition and it was so crazy, bro, because I had to tap outside of myself. You know?
Yeah.
So much of what we do requires that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Like tapping outside of yourself. There's this lady that I was with this past weekend, bro. The conversations we had were so crazy. She told me something interesting. It's like, you need to know when it's time for you to be authentic and be yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to know when it's time to commercialize yourself and make money.
Yeah.
And that blew me away because so much of what I do and the impact I'm trying to have in the world is I want to build it from being authentic. I don't want to build it from acting, you know. I wanted to if they meet me in the street one day, I'm still the same person, dog. It's not someone different or anything like that, you know. And that's super interesting because Tupac also said something similar about how the reason why he's so able to play these characters so well on TV is because he knows himself so well.
Exactly.
So as much as you have to tap outside of yourself, you need to know yourself well enough to come back to yourself.
That's why there's this thing called perspective.
Yeah.
You have to have your own self-perspective because sometimes when you're moving into a tunnel and you only see one light, you have to break down the walls and you see a different view in life. Okay, no, but okay, cool, I never thought there was this. You know, I saw that as well. Crazy. Right?
But not forgetting your perspective.
Not forgetting your perspective. And that also gives you a growth mindset. And as you grow from a different perspective and finding yourself and who you are, makes things much easier when you move on forward.
That's facts, man. I think there's a reason why there's therapy for actors.
Yeah.
Uban, who's this girl, man? Who's this 2000 crush, man? I forgot, man.
2000 crush, crazy.
She Halle Berry, she was everyone's crush. Halle Berry, bro.
Yeah.
She was everyone's crush, you know? And I think she did a character where she was homeless in that character, right? Apparently, after shooting the film, I think the film went for like months and months. After shooting that film, she couldn't tap outside of the character.
Yeah.
Imagine. She was living like that homeless person. She had to go to therapy. Even Will Smith with, what's that movie? Hancock.
Hancock, yeah.
He couldn't tap outside of that character.
Even Heath Ledger, man. You
know, the Joker.
The Joker, man. And with him, he lived the character even at all.
Damn.
And to a certain degree, man, that kind of, you know, messed him up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And even a number of other shows, a number of other actors as well.
Yeah, it's a prominent thing in our space, man.
It is, man. I remember when I first got my first big role.
Yeah.
Which was House of Zwide, right? I was playing.
You had to play young.
Nun.
Yeah.
And Jack Mabaso at the time was still, no, not Jack Mabaso, man.
Everyone knows him.
Yeah, bro, you know? I'm like, nah, man. I'm saying something wrong.
Yeah. But they get it, man.
And even in that particular moment where there was a scene where I had lost my daughter in a fire, right? And this is now the character. Lost my daughter in the fire, and I had to cry like crazy. I was performing with Ununu Kumalo in that particular scene. Amazing actress.
Yeah.
And I remember the director said, Sizwe, go into that particular space that has hurt you the most, right? And tap into that particular element of who you are, and then bring that on screen. Take your time.
Damn.
Take your time. We will wait for you. And I remember I went into my own corner, still on that particular set, right?
Yeah.
While they were still, blocking the cameras and putting in markers.
Yeah.
And when it was time to perform, I remember when I saw Ununu crying, right? Ununu Kumalo, when she was, Ngobile Kumalo actually, when she was crying, that also tapped into emotions that I didn't know I had. Because when we grew up, we have this thing with, nomchita, that was ukhala, ngoba sibe custom. That was ukhala manai, responding. But in that particular moment, I didn't realize that was stuck deep within me. We performed, we took a couple of shots, and even through those particular takes and shots, we were still within character. We cried so much, man. And I remember telling my acting coach, Camilla Wildman, right? Big shout out to her. And she said, sometimes you tap into a space where you didn't know that you had. Once we were done, the director said, guys, listen, it's not who you are. Leave that there.
Damn.
And I remember when we stepped out, man, like it was tough.
That's crazy.
And I remember even going through, once we were done and dusted with that, and now going back to life, we're like, you came back, okay, cool, no issue.
Yeah.
But there was a moment I remember when I was working out, I was listening to music, and I don't know, but I had like this wave of emotion that came through. And I told Camilla Wildman, my acting coach, and she was like, yeah, it all happened as it has happened to you, where when you don't really think about it, when you look back, the character just says, hi,
damn,
how are you? And I mean, a lot of people who don't maybe understand that space might think, how is that possible? But you tap into emotions that you never knew you had. And that also gives you a different perspective as you move.
You also low-key get to release those emotions through the character.
And that's why, you have therapists.
Hey, bro.
Because they also have a role to play. Because if they were not there.
One of the biggest things that I've seen of an actor tapping in and outside of themselves, and there was a contrast between who they are and the character, was Bonko Koza. I think we've once had the chat about that, because like on The Wife, he's a Zulu brother, like to the T, dog, like to the point where you would assume he doesn't even know how to speak English. You know what I mean? Then I watched the interview with Defining, and I'm like, no ways, bro. This Model C English, I didn't expect this from him. But he's able to like tap out of that so well.
Yeah, because remember, once you are within the space and you've done it for so many years, it becomes easier to switch.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I said that when I got my first character, it was tricky because I never had to deal with such before.
It was something new.
Right. Yeah. And throughout the years, I got to learn how to move with. And it reminds me of one of my favorite actors, man. Is Denzel Washington. When you look at him from, your Book of Eli to Equalizer, it's different performances, even on Fences, man.
Yeah.
Different performances. And I would always wonder, like, how is it possible that you get to tap into so many different characters and give of your all? And that on its own, for me,
it's because he can tap outside of himself. Yeah. That's why I feel like, you see, in our industry, it's so important to know who you are. Yeah. Otherwise, hey, dog.
Having the foundation, man. Having that solid foundation of...
this is me.
Exactly.
This is who I am. And I'm not going to change for nobody. Doesn't matter if Mihlali comes here, I ain't going to change for you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's super important, man.
And also, don't be a yes man.
Yeah.
Don't be a yes man, don't be a yes woman.
Personally, I hate yes man. Like, this journey has taught me that. With things that are built to last, with things that are good, things that are dope, you don't need yes men in your team. that it kind of dilutes your vision, bro. Because me, I want to have people around me that are able to tell me, don't you laugh.
Yeah. It makes you better.
It makes you better.
That makes you better.
As much as if like you're the leader of a certain thing, as much as that might feel like someone is questioning your authority or whatever, it's good, man. It's because those people, they see you as a leader and they want you to be better. There's this thing I saw from TikTok about how if you're an entrepreneur and you have a company, always try to hire people that are smarter than you.
Yeah.
Because if you're not hiring people that are smarter than you, that means overall the company, it's going down.
No dip, man. Yeah.
It's going down, though, because if it's people that are smarter than you, it's people outside of your threshold of thinking. So every time you think of a certain idea and your limits are like this, the people that are smarter than you are going to expand that to heights that you never even
And that's why, when you realize,
imagined.
Duty, you need to have people who are greater than you.
Yeah, that's important.
Because you also great at something.
Yeah.
And they also great in something else. Bring that together and collaborate.
You guys pour in each other, man. Which reminds me of this thing of having 3 people in your life. I think I heard it from Joey Badass. Yeah, he was talking about how you need to have a mentor, someone who's like higher than you.
Yeah.
You need to have your peers, same level, so you guys can like learn from each other, you know? And number 3, you need to have people that are below you. Not necessarily below in terms of status, but like in terms of wanting to get where you are. So you can teach them. That also polishes your own personal skill.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
It's super important, man, because, hey, you get lost, bro.
You do, man.
You get lost.
I think even when you're putting in the work that is there, you don't necessarily have now a platform to ask questions.
Yeah, which
am I still going in the right direction?
Which sucks.
You know, because when you have a goal, it's with you.
Yeah.
Right? And when you have a goal, it's literally with you. But there's going to be a point where you need certain advice to see if you're still on the right path.
Someone else. It comes back to the conversation we were having about how you need to have people that can carry your light.
Yeah.
Coming back to this lady again. I'm quoting her today. Damn. You know what she told me, bro? Because she was like, I see your light. I see the work that you're doing with Culture's Biggest. I see it and all of that, you know? She was like, one thing you need to make sure that you always pray about, number 1 is pray for destiny helpers, you know? And pray for your tribe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And people that can carry your light. Which like blew me away, bro, because so much of like friendships are mostly, especially the older you get, it's like you disconnect. When you're in high school, you guys were friends because you're probably in the same grade, same class.
Yeah.
When you become an adult, it's different, dog.
You know, there was a podcast I was listening to. I want to touch on friendship.
Yeah.
You'd find that primary school, high school, you're the same age, right? And there on its own, you have an environment
that brings you guys together.
You guys to be friends. Now, when you move into high school, yes, people go in different directions from primary to high school, but at the same time, you still have people who are the same age, around the same age as you.
Facts, yeah.
Making those particular friends because of the environment and, of course, the classes that you're in makes things much easier. Now, you jump into, leaving school and you jump into university. Now, there's a bit of a shift because the friends that you had in high school, others decided to just go straight into the work world.
Yeah.
Others decided to move to a different environment.
Yeah.
Others decided to jump into university. Now you get into a space where it's different age gaps. You're not in an environment that allowed you to be friends because of the environment.
Hey, bro,
you now have to have a conversation.
You're in an environment where, like, your colleague is 57.
Exactly. And how do you build a friendship there? Because now you have to start speaking to a person and building that particular early relationship to be friends at a certain point. You move from university. Now you're in life, Chief. There's friends that are married or people that you grew up who are married. There's other individuals who are doing their own thing, right? And
perspectives are different. That's why I feel like adulting is so important because friendships become intentional then.
Yeah.
As much as me and you haven't seen each other for like a while, we haven't lost connection.
Never.
We talk, you know what I mean? We talk on the phone and stuff like, that's when you realize as an adult, you kind of have to audit your own life, bro.
Oh yeah, you have to.
That's super important because sometimes I see with myself, it's like, I'm still friends with some, still friends, quotation marks,
Yeah.
with some people that still have like the old frame of who I am. Like I've evolved past certain ideas. Like I'm no longer the person who enjoys certain things. You know, my goals in life have changed. We're probably gonna link up, and you're still thinking about our main mission. We need to get these girls.
Yeah. And you move from that.
You move from that, bro.
Again, and you can't necessarily stick to that.
Yeah.
Number 50, dog. Like just
you know what I mean?
So it's about finding who you are and making your presence within the space that you're in.
Yeah.
Right? And making your presence in South Africa and of course the rest of the world.
Bro.
Right? Because now if you don't do that in 2021,
you don't evolve.
You don't evolve, man.
You don't evolve.
There's so much beauty in evolving.
You know what's the hardest thing that I'm learning, bro? It's shedding off my skin.
Yeah.
And shedding off your skin also comes with shedding off people.
Oh, yeah. And it's okay, man. It's okay.
It's okay, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Because, like, for instance, bro, some of the people are your friends because you guys grew up together.
Yeah.
You know, those people you share like a really strong bond, but there's no connection anymore, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's that thing must stand. Jayam. Then what are we gonna chat about, bro?
Yeah. Because the thing is, there's not a relatability
anymore. Yeah,
that is there.
Yeah.
Ukumbule with the conversation about Iskela, different phases of life, things will change.
Facts.
Things will change, and when they do, it's okay, right? I wouldn't be zonda or anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
Everyone's following their path.
Yeah. I think we're a little bit judged more, you know, in our space.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily in our space. I think generally when you've made it.
The thing is, I feel like, you know what's the difference with entertainment and any other space? Everything is the same. The difference is the entertainment space, you're doing in front of everyone.
Oh, yeah. And you get judged more, Chief.
Yeah, because of you doing it in front of everyone's face. Like, people know who you date. Dog, you can be a millionaire lawyer and no one would know who you're dating.
Yeah.
As soon as you become the best radio presenter in the country, everyone, everyone wants to like find out who's Sizwe dating. As soon as you're on TV and you're playing a certain character, is he really dating that person? They try to find more information about you. So the hot thing about our space, Uguti, we're doing everything in front of everyone. Dog.
You know what, bro? I literally tell my mentees that, dog.
Yeah.
Uguti, remember, in our particular space, same as any other industry, but the byproduct that our industry has is the fact that you'll be known by a lot of people, be judged by a lot of people. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about you, right? And you need to have that foundation, as we spoke about.
Yeah, you gotta
make things much easier and fun.
Though you gotta know who you are in this industry. It'll shake you, dog.
It all, man.
It'll shake you like.
Because the thing is, it's volatile, man.
It is.
You know, one moment,
it is.
On toes.
Next thing,
the carpet is pulled under your feet. Yeah. So it's all about having that particular foundation and being good. Nabantu. Yeah. I think if you're an individual who has a lot of humility, but at the same time, you know where you stand.
Facts.
People respect you more.
That is facts, bro. Yeah. Bro, as you know, the show is called Culture's Biggest.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've immersed yourself largely into this thing that we call culture.
Yeah.
And I just want to find out, bro, with all the different perspectives that you have on what culture is, what's the conclusion? What does culture mean to you? What is culture?
That's a powerful one, man. I mean, culture is collaboration, right? Collaboration through art.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing is art. And remember, for a picture to come together, there's a number of shades that have to be put in.
Yeah.
There's a number of colors that have to be added and a number of other features to make this particular picture holistic. That particular picture is our industry. Different colors are different people, different shades are different people as well. And art through collaboration is one of the biggest things that I even preach, you know, within the space that I'm in, where with the youngsters that come through, because I can't do this thing alone.
Facts.
You know, we come through, for example, like Culture's Biggest. There's a collaboration that happened with a number of individuals on your team that you did not know when, you know, you're back in the East End, but now you're here and you said, listen, let's collaborate and cook something that is really, truly amazing.
Facts.
So culture, man. Culture is about collaboration.
I love
through
that.
Art.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
That's facts. I love that, bro. The last question usually we have on the show is any advice, man, to anyone who's trying to be like Sizwe out there? Multifaceted, creative.
People want to be like me?
Of course. You're in the public eye, bro.
Yeah,
You know, you're doing well. There's obviously people that look, especially from back home. You'd be surprised, bro. Like how many people from the East Rand are like, wow, it's possible. You know, so to any kid who sees you and is like, wow, Sizwe is doing so well, what advice, man, would you give them, bro?
Dream big, number one. Dream big.
Yeah.
I think we live in a space now where nothing will stop you. Work hard.
Yeah.
Put in the hard work. Ask the necessary questions. Be patient.
Yeah.
Because this life thing, you have to be patient.
Facts.
And also have humility. Because humility will take you far and will open so many doors for you. Because if you're not, man, people won't like your energy.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things, man, energy that you give to people. And let that be authentically who you are. Be authentic.
Yeah.
And also remember, you are an individual, right? You are a brand on your own. And you get to collaborate with other brands and make one thing that is holistic. Culture is collaboration through art. That's one of the biggest things, man. I'm Sizwe Mngomezulu. I'm a brand on my own.
Facts.
And I collaborate with other individuals and other brands as well to make and cook something that's really, truly amazing.
Yeah. So it starts with you.
Starts with you, man.
Beautiful, man.
I mean, think about it. We're East Rand,
Yeah.
Guatemala, very far from Joburg. But we've been able to immerse ourselves in this particular space with many others, man.
Yeah.
You know, your EQs and that.
Yeah, bro.
They came from the same high school as well.
Yeah.
You know? Abo Uncool MC from the East.
Niggas is doing, bro, like they pushing. That's why I'm to East Rand.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's really crazy.
It's the last town.
It's the last time.
Next.
So much talent, bro, comes
so
from
much.
that side, man.
So much.
I love how you said we're so far from Joburg, man. Yo, but it's not my interview. Like one day when I get interviewed, I'll get to share my journey about Johannesburg.
But it didn't happen, then I trust.
Because my dog, it's been crazy, bro.
Bro. Yeah.
But I love the city, man.
Big time.
Because think about it, bro. Everything is here. Joburg is like about positioning, and Joburg is a university. That's how I'm seeing it now. Like you kind of have to graduate from different points, from a dreamer to a doer to an achiever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people they get stuck in that dreamer.
Yeah.
Because you get this side, you get to Joburg, you have these aspirations, but also getting to Joburg, we're fast in that.
Yeah. And the fear creeps in.
The fear creeps in, the girls, the lifestyle, it's fast paced, you get lost in it. You forget your mission. Now you no longer like graduate from being just a dreamer. You're stuck as a dreamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not a doer. Doer is the second stage, and it's the second stage, but you haven't really built anything tangible. And which is the stage I'm at. It's like I've advanced from being just a dreamer
to a doer. And that on its own creates something that is really
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, my dog, we could chat forever. We'll do it, man. Obviously, we need to I love to say we need to allow life to marinate. You know what I mean? We need to allow things to happen, time to flow by. I mean, the reason why we have so much to talk about is because we haven't seen each other in so long.
So long, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's allow life to marinate. Still a lot of dope shit I feel like you're going to do.
Yeah, man.
You know, we're still going to advance. We're still going to get better. And that allows room for more conversation, man.
It does, man. And that's one of the biggest things that we can definitely do.
Yeah.
Is collaborate through arts, man.
Yeah.
You know, I grow, you grow, we grow together.
Of course.
And that on its own also lays the foundation for those that are coming up behind us as well.
Beautiful, man. My bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Come on, man.
Shout out, man. Proud of you. As I say, East.
Yeah, I'm
you know.
K-Team, dog.
Hey, my dog.
We're there, we're bringing it to the next level, man.
Yeah, bro. So it's been beautiful to watch your journey, man. Just closing things off. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Shout out.
More than anything, you killing it. You're showing a lot of people that it's possible more than anything. And I just want to wish you Godspeed on the journey, man.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Good.
Shout out, my bro.
Yeah.
And there you have it. You heard it here from Sizwe M, man. Still a lot of friends of the shows that are still going to happen. So do stay tapped in. Also, do let me know if you guys love this concept of friends of the show. and we out. Peace.